So welcome everybody to interview 3 in our series of helping you with your vacant land business to really become more efficient, more effective, and hopefully get more leads and more deals as well. This one with Kathy from Swedish Sugar Land Deals is about the gold is in the tough stuff, because often we will get leads that come our way that we look at them and go, oof, don't know what to do with that one, or that probate sounds too difficult, or that encroachment sounds too difficult. But here's the thing, folks. We are here as land investors to offer a service to sellers who need our help. And so our job is to get into the tough stuff, to roll up our sleeves and do what needs to be done to make the deal happen. And if we can do that through the lens of everybody wins, then it's a good day. So Kathy, let me jump to you. You just closed on a probate deal, and I know you posted about it the other day. You and I spoke about it and had a little celebration too. So first of all, congrats. But tell us at a high level, how many months did it take and how did you approach this one?
Well, this particular deal, we reached out to the seller in February of 2022. And the process started. We agreed then that we would work on the deal, but it needed to be, they needed some family time to get some things straight. So fast forward June of 2023, we signed the contract and began everything that we needed to. And it turned out it was a California trust rather than a probated will for the Georgia property here where the property was located. So 2 sisters that were the heirs, and many phone calls, many sessions, I'll call them, of education, just trying to keep them privy to everything and up to date, and peeling them off the ceiling, you know, helping them from not jumping off the building because they were so stressed out with all, because just when you thought we asked for the last thing, there was another document that had to be notarized and another affidavit. And so we continuously spoke with them, and I have to give a lot of the credit to my closing attorney. I have a very huge advantage because I've been working with them as a personal buyer and closer agent since '06. But they can get it done. And so I would encourage people, when you're stuck on something like that, I reached out to multiple people. You have to ask for help. Even though this attorney was handling it, I would ask, you know, find out, is this, make a call, probate court, whatever, just to find out, is this how this works? Is this how long it should take? Is this? And so we had, that one took a minute, but the whole time, full transparency again, and a lot of communication. And I got the attorney to copy me on, of course, they could keep me informed unless it was a sensitive subject. They could, and that's the other thing. I don't believe everybody has that type of access to their closing attorney. So you always want to take care of, if you're lucky enough to deal with the same one over and over, you really want to take care of your closing attorney folks.
Yeah, I love that.
They're and
what I heard, there was 2 common themes in what you were talking about there, and that constant communication, but also education. Not only were you educating yourself as you went through and reaching out, but you're also educating your seller. And doing that in a way that people can kind of grow through the process too, which I think is wonderful. So let's talk about other things, because we always have land deals that come our way that have problems. And I feel like number 1 is where we can offer the best service. And number 2, that's actually where we get some great deals when people need help. So what are some of the stories of the tough deals that you've done and some of the good payoffs there?
I think a couple come to mind, 2 come to mind, and we started off, I mispriced it, and the people were really super desperate to sell for issues of financial reasons. They really needed the money. So after, I give myself about 30 days with a property. If I haven't hit the nail, you know, and the calls aren't coming in and we're not getting multiple offers, I'm real quick to get on the phone and tell them, I feel after we've tested the market, we're not spot on with the pricing.
Yeah.
And so, but it's your property and I want you to feel, very comfortable with where we're going. And so I kind of let them think about it and talk it over. But we've had two deals that where we reduced the offer price, contract price, a lot of money, and then sold the parcel, and they were so happy. They're two of the best reviews I have on my page. So I feel like the negotiation does come with the buy side, but just as much with the seller selling to us. And so I think if you have that rapport and you have been communicating, it's so much easier to go into that kind of conversation versus the, oh no, I have to call, because we're getting no action on the property and we need to
Yeah.
reduce the price.
Yeah, easily. And I love as well on one of our other little series of videos here, you mentioned that there's a seller you're dealing with at the moment that you said, is there any improvements? And they said no. And then you checked and there's a building on the property. So again, a lot of people would look at that and go, oh, there's something on it, I'm going to walk away. But you're like, nope, let's look into this. Let's investigate this. And again, I think it's just walking through that tough stuff that happens is where you actually find the really good deals.
We did have an agent partner that was near that parcel that happened to be in that same county. And so we went two routes on that one. One, I had my agent partner to go view the property for me. It's not far from me, but far enough that he could go easier than I could. And it turns out he might be able to list it for the gentleman, and we're still, going to make a deal.
I love
I'll just
that.
be part of it, kind of like a bird dog kind of thing. But
Yep.
one thing I wanted to mention really quickly, AJ, is we created a new type of neighbor letter, the neighbor letter that goes out that says, we have the parcel next to yours or a few doors down. Would you be interested? We've had such good luck with this one parcel that had multiple offers, 19 lots on one road. So we created a neighbor letter that said, we just sold parcel 13 and we had multiple people, would you ever consider selling? And please give us a call. And then we use the reference number of that lot 13. We just mailed them, so we don't know how it's going to go yet, but we are super excited about that because we could do those 19 lots. Each one averaged about 7,500.
Love it. That's
So
fabulous, Kathy. And again, that whole approach to your business is really monitoring what your sellers and your buyers are doing and making sure that it's almost like you're the matchmaker. So let's get back to talking about tough deals because you've mentioned your closing attorney and your probate attorney and things. What are some of the things that you put in place to handle your tough deals, like people, processes, systems, support?
I think one, definitely the closing attorney, and then I have a second closing attorney and also a backup probate attorney. So I have two just in case one's busy, or out of town or busy in court. And then I seek help outside of those as well. If it's, Al Nicoletti or one of the national people, that you got to ask for help. You can't, all of these things aren't, I learned more on that one single deal than I have, I think, on a lot combined, just in the probate area and the challenges. And so I think that's definitely something to keep in mind, to make sure that you're seeking out folks that do know. And then also, as far as the processes and the system, I have what would most people would have their whiteboard as far as where a deal is and what stage it's in. Mine's more of a paper, but I follow that deal and I have reminders of follow up to see what the status is, weekly when it's that close.
Wonderful. And I know for myself, when we've had challenging deals, when I think about the team on a deal, yes, there's attorneys, there's title companies, we've had survey people, environmental specialists. We've had people from We Go Look that have gone out to a property and actually checked on stuff for us. So whole range of different things. And I think the whole ethos for me is when there's a challenge, think of it as an opportunity because there's always opportunity in there to help people through a deal. So again, Kathy, thank you for sharing your insight. Any other things you want to mention to wrap this one up?
That reminds me, I'd forgotten about my soil test. I have a scientist that'll go out within 48 hours of us calling her. She's been doing it 30 years, an amazing lady. And same with my surveyor. He has 4-week turnaround time, but if I have a contract, he'll flag a unit that quick and get us out like within a 10-day window because we have.
Awesome.
So yeah, when you say team, I completely forgot about that support, and they're on speed dial. So I had forgotten about those guys.
And it's all about building a relationship with them, right? So that you become the priority. You're like, feed them work, feed them
That's
deals.
right.
It's
That's right.
I love that, Kathy. Well, thank you so much for your insights on helping us to explore a little bit about the gold is in the tough stuff.
Sure.